Hi, this is Michael Hicks again, and today I'm going to talk about how we arranged Take My Heart and Let It Be Consecrated, one of the newly released LDS hymns. It's actually a really old Protestant song. I remember it from my Baptist days. It's a little hard for me to play it straight as they have it in the hymn book version that the church sent out, just because I'm used to playing it different ways from the olden days, but it's a sturdy old hymn. It's a great hymn. It's just 10 measures long. That's unusual in itself. 4 verses. It's in F major here. And it's basically primary harmony. So F, B flat, and C, the 1, 4, and 5 chords. But I wanted to make it a little bit richer. So first, we do the first verse this way, and I'll put a link to get these scores of these 4-part rearrangements here. So we do the first verse a cappella this way. Women, of course, and then the men. And then all 4 together. Okay, or notes to that effect, as we like to say. Okay, that's a cappella. Now, I come in on the piano on that last chord. Now, everyone, of course, will have stayed in tune, so I will simply do this when they hit the praise, ceaseless praise. I'm just playing an F chord here and playing the melody and going up, do, re, mi, fa in the bass. So, and then the second verse, I rearranged in 2 parts. So we have the women singing the melody. The men have a very active bass part, and I'll play this through for you so you get a sense of it, okay? So. Sorry. Now, the first, let's see, 4 measures, got that bass line. And harmonizing that on the piano, I'm playing the melody mostly, but all you need really is an F major chord over the top of all those notes. Each of those notes sort of recalibrates the sound of the F major chord. But literally, these are the only notes I'm playing up, except for 1.1 beat where I'll show you that changes. So. Right here, this is C sharp, E, G, B flat, and then back to, again, just F major here. So I'm not writing all this down. I'm just telling you, an F major chord over the top of those bass notes is really all you need, just sort of arpeggiating that and so on. Now, the next part, I play it a little differently every time. Here, the bass notes are really sort of driving the harmony, but you can make some choices along the way that work to your satisfaction. So I do it something like, Now here I don't go here. I don't end up dominant 7th or 5/7 to 1. I go to the 6th chord, the so-called submediate chord. Now I'm doing that for a particular reason. I'll explain in just a second. Let me just go back to the, so I'm doing back to measure 5. Now, I go here because at this moment, I come in, and I've been accompanying with the piano this whole time. There's the two voices, that is women and men. I've been singing that. At this point, where they sing the D in the bass and the F in the soprano, I go. So I've picked up the motif, you might say, of the song. Then I go to G major, up a step, and then C major. Just each time I'm just doing do, 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 re, mi, etc. in each of those keys, you might say, or on each of those chords. So, no, that's not do, re, mi, sorry. So that last one, I moved from C to D 7th chord, and guess what? We can hear that, and it's very clear. Now we're in the key of G, right? And so now the whole choir is going to sing the melody, first the men, and then the women. And again, I'll send you the notation on this, but we're doing it. The men, then the women come in. Take my lips and and then all of them for the last line. So I'm basically playing what I was playing on the second verse, but now in G major. So the men are singing. And then the women come in. And here I just switch up to the treble quite a bit, maybe a thinner texture. So maybe a. And then. Now when we get to that last word, filled with messages from thee, I'm just holding a G down below, G pedal point, we call it. And then playing a C over it. Slowing things down, softening it a bit, and guess what? The choir now comes back in a cappella, singing the same stuff, essentially, that they sang in the first verse. I'm going to jump in and accompany them in the latter few measures, but it's the same parts, just in G major now. So after I've done that little transitional figure, they come in a cappella. Now I come here at this point in the piano, just a little bass there. Notice I'm just going E, F natural there. And then the men come in here. And then finally the women cap it off, because we're moving here from It Shall Be Thy Royal Throne, and now the women echo it here. We're extending the last for the last 3 notes, extending the rhythmic values there. It's just ending on us. So I do the climbing up, do, re, mi, fa, so, in G major, and then I'm ending on a nice C major ninth chord. And that's where we end it, right there. So let me just recap that whole thing. So we start a cappella. Second verse. Sorry, I like those notes. Sorry about that. Now the piano comes in here. That's it. It's a full-blooded arrangement. I like the sound of it. Got some extra color in there and so on. And again, I present this to you not saying do it this way or ours is the best way, but just suggesting some of the kinds of things you can do in planning this out, because you want to have each arrangement be a sort of narrative of the structure of the piece. Does that make sense? And to bring out maybe tease out some of the nuances of language from time to time when you can, or the nature of this verse versus the nature of that verse and so on. Anyway, hope that's helpful for you. Again, I'll put the links to, you can get the actual parts that I've written out here if you want to use those. And in the meantime, love you. Bye.